IVM.
We would like to thank Storytel for sponsoring this show. Storytel is an audiobook platform that's available on your mobile, on your PC, wherever you'd like to listen to this. So what I'm going to recommend this week is a story that I first read when I was in school. It's Kabuliwala by Rabindranath Tagore. I, of course, read this in Hindi. It was part of my Hindi text. The original is in Bengali, but you know what Storytel has? It has an English translation of this story. And it's not just this story. There are a number of Rabindranath Tagore stories that they have. They have The Hungry Stones. They have The Solemn Vision. They have Forsake. Really, really good stuff. So, definitely go check it out. Get a bunch of Rabindranath Tagore books in your first month. And go and sign up at storytel.com/IVM and you'll be able to get your first month for just 99 rupees instead of $2.99. That's $200 off your first month. Go, go, go now.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with colas. Did you know that there was a lady in Monaco that lived for 16 years only drinking colas? She had not had a sip of water in those 16 years. Doctors found out about this case only when she was admitted to a hospital with some serious health issues. Their main prescription for her was drink water. Many people around the world have this issue where they do not like the taste of water. They feel that they need to add something to make it taste better. Large populations drink some fizzy drink instead of water. Apart from things like too much sugar and artificial flavors and colors and all sorts of other things, which we will not get into in this podcast, there is a big difference between water and drinks like this, especially the way that your body uses it. We need to understand what our relationship with water is. Let me ask you, what is your relationship with water? Do you feel forced to consume it? Do you forget about it till you are thirsty? Do you overdrink water? Let's first agree that water is a very important part of our life. And I mean having a life. No water equals to no life. It is infused into every cell of our body. When we are tired and drink water, what happens? We get energy. The problem starts with the way we are taught about water. As soon as we are told that water is nothing but a molecule of H2O, it starts losing its charm. It's just like everything else in the world. A simple molecule H2O. Imagine for a moment, you did not know the science. You did not know H2O. I know it's hard, but try. Imagine. Now, if you thought about water, you would probably think of it as something special. You would probably use words like life-giving energy. There would be a certain magic to it. The way it glistens, the way it is cool, the way it flows, there is definitely something beautiful and majestic about it, which is why we are so awestruck when we look at a beautiful lake or a river. Our relationship with water, unfortunately, only boils down to two things. Am I thirsty? Or what is the color of my urine? If it's dark yellow, panic! If it's light yellow, we're okay. So we are only bothered about water when it leaves us. What about when it enters us? We don't really care about what it is. We only see if it's pure or not. As your habit coach, I want you to try a new way of drinking water. A new way of building a relationship with water. Nothing else is as abundant in you. So it only makes sense to do your best to create a good relationship with it. I want you to get yourself a glass of water. Look at it. Hold it. Imagine it becoming a part of your body. Imagine the water going and nourishing each organ of your body. Imagine it coursing through your veins and arteries. Imagine the water you drink becoming you. Let that feeling move to a state of gratitude for nourishing you and giving you energy. Then sip the water. Don't gulp the water. Feel the water in your mouth as you drink it. You'll notice a shift. It's a very subtle shift in the way you drink and feel. If you found this idea too strange or woo-woo, don't worry. Just keep a focus on what your relationship with water is for the time being. You can always come back to this podcast later and try it out. This way of drinking water is not about a molecule entering your body just to be excreted again. This way of drinking is about nourishing your body and your energy. So your simple habit starts by looking at your glass of water and beginning the process of having a relationship with it. Remember, it's going to form a part of your body somewhere. So welcome it in. Try this out and tell me how you feel. Message me on Instagram, tell me how you feel. I am at Ashdin Doc. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Storytel and The Whole Truth Foods. Thank you for supporting us. So a great bunch of episodes this week. First, let me tell you about The Note with Maruk Inayat. It was featuring Asaduddin Owaisi. She spoke to the AIMIM leader to understand what the Indian Muslim voter wants and how his party is any different from the BJP. On Advertising is Dead, Varun spoke with Malika Sadani. Malika is the founder and CEO of the Moms Company. They discussed the science of motherhood. On Naan Curry with Sadaf and Archit, Dhananjay Chuck of the Edges and Sledges podcast showed up, so we did another crossover, this time with food and cricket. On Agla Station Adulthood, Ritasha and Ayushi talked to Gaurang Sangvi, head of digital business at DSP Mutual Fund. The episode has some logical and realistic advice, especially for millennials, on how to invest their money. Shunya One is back this week with Sheila Aditya and myself. We spoke to Anirudh Singla of Pepper Content this week. Really interesting conversation. Anirudh gave us some real deep insights into content creation and how they're thinking about different ways of creating it. Do check them out. Really fun show, really fun conversation. And with that, we hope to see you again next week.
Working Monday to Friday glued to your chair making you feel dull? Worry not. Get your 5-minute weekly dose of travel around the world with Postcards from Nowhere. Join me every Thursday as I explore the strange, obscure, and fascinating parts of the world and bring out facets of travel you may not have thought of before. You can find us on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.